Hello and welcome back. In this video we will demonstrate how Noveco can help you managing project variations in SAP, with seamless integration with project budgeting, forecasting, sales orders and reporting. Projects never go exactly according to the initial plan or estimate. This is why we have Project Manager Workbench. In previous videos we demonstrated how Workbench can help you to review project KPIs, automatically recalculate cost forecasts and progress, enable drill-down reporting and more. We also showed you how you can manually adjust costs to complete for small variations that do not require internal or customer approvals. However, all significant variations to project scope must be treated differently. You must be able to estimate costs, revenue and profits if it is applicable, assign variation items to new or existing WBS elements or network activities, manage variation status with workflow approvals. When approved, automatically adjust project forecast, revenue and budgets. Track project history of changes with reference to variation documents, so you can report forecast and budget values before and after variation was applied and keep the complete audit trail. We opened our project in the Variation Manager Workbench. We are creating new internal variation document, which means we are going to estimate costs only. There will be no revenue this time. Type variation description, reason for change and priority. In the costing item screen we enter additional resources required for this change. The first item relates to additional time required for Project Manager. We enter cost center and activity type and the system picks up its hourly rate. The second item is additional time we need from engineering department. We enter just one line with total hours and the average rate without specifying any more details. And the last item is electrician labor. We must assign costing items to network activities or WBS elements in the project. The first item is assigned to Project Manager activity, the second to engineering activity. The third is assigned the activity Port Assembly. Click Confirm to review the results on the project header and on the tree. We save our variation. The variation document is saved now and its number is displayed in the top left corner. In our demo scenario, the variation is currently pending an approval, so we assign it an appropriate status. When we save this variation, the project will be automatically updated. We are in the Project Workbench. We have just saved our first variation with the pending status, and we can see the value of the pending variation on the KPI tab. The variation document now appears on the Variations and Issues tab. We can drill down to it to review and make changes. Switch to Change mode and set the status to Approved. Note that the action boxes have changed to Budget Update and Forecast Update. This means that the system will automatically update project when we hit the Save button. You can change the action boxes here if you don't want the update to happen. The variation is now saved. Budget and forecasts are updated. We are back in the workbench. We hit the refresh button to update values on the screen. The amount of approved variations is now $16,900. The current budget has increased by that amount, while the original estimate remained the same. We see cost variations values on the project tree and on the Forecast tab against each individual costing line. Here we can analyze variations and their effect on your project key performance indicators. Note that as we navigate the project tree, the graphs and values change dynamically. This graph shows history of changes, variation values, and the period when they were approved. Now we want to demonstrate how Noveco handles external variations, which involve sales order and revenue. In the Variation Management screen, we choose to create an external variation. The system picks up sales order number that is linked to our project. We type description. Choose the reason for the variation and priority. Enter revenue item description, for example, procure and install additional equipment. We can assign it to an existing sales order item from the drop-down list. In this case, the variation amount will be added to the existing sales order item 10. Or we can enter a new item 20, which does not exist yet. In this case, we must select WBS element from the list of all billing elements within the project, and select material number, which will appear in the new sales order item. Click on the Calculate Costs button to estimate costs for this variation. The first cost item is material tower. After we entered the plant, the system picks up its price from Material Master. The second item is material blade. We enter plant and the required quantity. And the third item is additional labor hours. The first item is assigned to activity tower, the second to activity blades, and the third to activity final assembly. Click Confirm and our cost plan is summarized on the revenue item and is displayed on the project tree as well. We are going to invoice our customer $2 million for this variation. The system shows that we are going to earn profit of $390,000. You can see the profit value on the tree. Hit the Save button to record the document. We switch to Change mode to assign the approved status. The action boxes indicate that the sales order, budget and forecast will be updated upon save. The variation is saved and completed. We are back in the Workbench to review the effects of the last variation. Here we see the total value of approved cost variations, the current revenue plan, which is now 42 million, the value of approved revenue variations, the original revenue and profit, and the current estimated profit. On the Variations and Issues tabs, we see two change documents which you can drill down to: the current KPIs and the chart with history of changes. The sales order has changed, and the new item 20 was added by the variation document automatically. The Project Manager portal allows you to review project current KPIs and to compare them with any period in the past. We can compare the current budget with the budget as it was by the end of January 2016. The same way we can compare estimated costs at completion. And on the Forecast History tab, we can review the trend of changes over time since the beginning of our project or portfolio of projects. Noveco Variation Management solution offers rich and intuitive user interface, and its functionality makes tracking history of project changes a very simple task. Project Variation Management is an important part of the integrated solution landscape in your SAP system powered by Noveco software. We are often asked to explain Noveco's system architecture and the technical platform it operates on. The answer is very simple. It operates right inside your SAP ERP or ECC system. In fact, it works just like your PS. It extends it with a lot of new, powerful and user-friendly functionality, some of which we had just demonstrated. It does not require any extra hardware or memory. There are no middleware or interfaces. No custom tables to store costs and progress data. It is always real-time. It has rich functionality and simple user interface. It performs automatic calculations, saving you a lot of time. It requires minimum training for end users, and it can be implemented in your production system within 1 week. Technically, it takes 30 minutes to install and about 2 hours to configure. Please follow our other demonstration available on the website or YouTube to learn more about our solutions. And please contact us to request a free sample or arrange a demo. Thank you.